What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday over here, Friday before Labor Day. Hope you guys are having a great day so far and have some good plans coming up for the long weekends. I don't usually plan. I usually just go and do things on the day of. So not too much going on here, but I hope you guys have something good planned other than just watching charts. On this post, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin as well as Injective, INJ, and see what's going on in the charts here. Bitcoin obviously is down today and bringing quite a bit of the crypto world down with it. Bitcoin currently at about 25-ish, down almost 2%. Very close to that bottom trend line I've been talking about. Will this time actually break down from that bottom trend line and take the price action further downwards and go towards that really terrible bearish target I've been talking about 17K area? That will take a lot of the crypto markets down with it. So let's take a look into seeing how possible this is, how it could affect INJ, the setup. Is $14 INJ still possible in the short term? Gonna be getting right into that. I'm gonna be talking about some upside price targets as well as downside price targets for the markets, some key price levels that this market needs to break in order to go either direction. Of course, I'm going to be giving you guys my personal opinion and sentiments on this market later in this video, so make sure to stay around. Now, of course, none of this is financial advice. It's solely my opinion only. I am not a financial advisor nor an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits in the last bear markets. But I am looking to crush it here in the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way with me, subscribe, like, and let's get right into this video. So we're going to talk about INJ, but of course, we also need to talk about Bitcoin. This is the first post of the day for me, so I think it'll be a pretty good idea for me to just do a pretty good recap on what's going on in the Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Currently, we do have INJ at about just slightly under $7, down almost 3% today. If we actually come back up to Bitcoin here, we do have Bitcoin at about 25.4-ish, down almost 2%. Looking at that weekly time frame here, which has been the focus of my charts here, as you guys, if you guys been following me, you guys know why. Because we do have a very important crossroads setup here on this weekly time frame, right? So we have three scenarios. One very bearish case scenario, which is the double top here, right? With bearish divergence. Measure target out of this double top would be about in that 17K area. Very big drop. That's a measure target. It could be over, under. Just do your own due diligence on what measure targets mean. Google search it. Should be up on Investopedia, but if not, it should be on other very good resources online. Don't just take my word for it. Do your own research. See what it actually means, so you can actually look at this on your own, right? So that is a very bearish move. If the price action starts breaking this this neckline of this of this double top pattern here at about 24.8 or 24.7, that is gonna be where I will be switching my opinion and probably going to be liquidating the rest of my long positions and probably gonna be flipping a short. That is just me. Don't do what I do unless you guys know what you're doing on your own, because the most important thing is the logic behind your opening of your positions, right? Don't just open positions because someone says so, because you're not going to be able to, reason, as the time goes on, to see if you should stay in the position, close your position, Of course, you're also going to adjust your targets if necessary. So quite a bit of things that go in play. It's not just opening position, right? You got to know how to look at it as time goes on, especially if you don't meet your targets right away. And of course, setting the targets is also very important. So that is just what I'm doing, very specific to my own financial situation, right? Because the portions of money you're going to trade with, that also matters a lot. If I'm trading with money that I can afford to lose, then I'm gonna be more relaxed with it. If I'm trading with money that I cannot afford to lose, then that's probably not a good idea to begin with, anyways. So that's probably gonna be another situation, right? But let's come back to this chart here. 24.7 here. I guess that would be the breaking point. I just want to give it a little bit more benefit of the doubt that it could probably not be breaking down, but it looks like 24.7, at least on this Coinbase chart here. That would tell me that it's beginning to break this double top pattern, and that is when my opinion and sentiment of this market will change. Another scenario here, I've been talking about this, if the price action is able to stay within this rising channel pattern, which is still usually a bearish pattern. However, if the price action can actually reclaim the weekly 200 SMA first to start with, the daily 200 SMA as well, that would be, at least a good sign to begin with. But what I'm really looking for is price action to come back to this upper trend line, or at least near the upper trend line of this rising channel pattern, which would be about in that 32K area. This would tell me that this cup and handle pattern will actually be, a much more possible scenario, which is a much more bullish pattern, right? Those are the three scenarios. Let me reiterate. One is this double top pattern breaks down. Second, if this price action, gets, still runs within this rising channel pattern, but still gets rejected here, which it looks like it is, and breaks down from here, that's still bearish, because rising channel patterns still break to the bearish side. But I'll be looking at that neckline of that double top pattern to confirm this breakdown, right? Because that's really what I'm looking at. For the bearish case scenario. The other case scenario is, like I said, if price action comes back to this upper trend line here, completes this cup and handle pattern, much more bullish scenario, right? So still, all three scenarios are in play, right? Gonna be monitoring the charts and seeing what happens here. Going to be taking a look into the lower time frames as well, starting from the daily, and see if we can get any clues on what's going on. Now, let's go into INJ. If you guys have made it this far into this video, right, and don't really have a Webull account, but want to get some free stocks, if you guys are going to do some trading anyways, do make sure to check out my referral link down below. They're still giving away free stocks valued from $3,000 to $3,000. Depending on your luck, terms and conditions do apply when you guys open an account and deposit 100 US dollars. Get some free stocks. I will also get a referral bonus if you guys sign up under me, so that directly supports my channel. I enjoyed using Webull as an exchange. I think they're great for beginners, for trading stocks and cryptos, both on the same platform. But with any exchanges, I would not put most or all my money, or any money I cannot afford to lose, on one particular exchange in case they do go down, as we have seen recently with FTX, other exchanges. So I personally spread my own money around several exchanges, so I don't get wrecked if one goes down. So that's basically it. Do check out my referral link down below. Let's take a look into INJ here. And we still do have a ascending triangle setup here on this weekly time frame, right? On this weekly time frame, this bottom trend line is still holding, but I think it's going to be very dependent on what Bitcoin does, right? If Bitcoin goes down further, I don't think this is going to hold this bottom trend line here. That's just my opinion, right? Not financial advice, right? If this bottom trend line holds and comes back to this upper trend line here, which would be about $10, then we could potentially be looking at a breakout here to about just a little bit upwards of $14. That is a measured target again, which is a measure move. An estimate could be over, under, and could probably take some time to get there. So that is something to consider, right? Well, let's see what major moving averages are, where they are at, right, in regards to the price action. We do have the daily 200 SMA basically very close to this bottom trend line here, which gives this bottom trend line quite a bit of validity, right? So that is a major moving average to be watching out for. If the price action starts closing below this daily 200 SMA, it does look like I would have to invalidate this ascending triangle pattern here, unless it takes quite a bit of time. Well, I mean, let me take that back. If the price action starts breaking this bottom trend line and below the daily 200 SMA, currently at this time, that will look like it would invalidate this ascending triangle pattern. If you guys know what I'm saying, right? Of course, the situation could change if the other moving average of the other moving average I'm looking for it to come up is the weekly 50 SMA, which is pretty far behind. I mean, that would take quite a bit more consolidation within this ascending triangle pattern for this weekly 50 SMA, which is the gray line, to catch up, and to catch up to the bottom trend line here to keep this pattern intact, that is, right? So if the price action actually breaks this bottom trend line and closes below the daily 200 SMA, that will invalidate this pattern, and we're going to have to refresh the charts here, and we could be looking at another pattern instead. That's what happens when a pattern breaks down. Then we're going to have to refresh the charts and see if another pattern is in play, right? That is a continuous process in monitoring the markets. But for now, it still looks bullish because this ascending triangle pattern is still intact, and ascending triangle patterns usually breaks to the upside. Not absolutely, but usually, right? You can do your own Google searches on that as well and verify what I'm saying. So if the price action was to break to the upside, which means that it's going to have to break and hold $10, then the measured target is a little bit over $14. I would expect quite a bit of resistance at about, I would say about $14, because if you actually refer back to this group of price action here, these candles here, that's basically where the price action got rejected before, and I would expect traders to refer back to this area again to take profits, right? At least before quite a bit of these resistances, right? Before that, probably expect some resistance at about $12, right? As we can see here, some candles here at about $12. Other than that, do we have any major moving averages between the price action and the measured targets, or at least the top trend line here? I don't see it. The weekly 21 SMA is basically immediate resistance at about $7.60. So quite a bit of resistance between now and $8, right? Your daily, 3-day, weekly moving averages are basically all there, but between now and $8. Most of the moving averages. Let's take a look into the downside here, because always have to consider the downside. Okay, like I said, downside, bottom trend line, daily 200 SMA. If you get a close below that, that would tell me, well, if you break that, that would tell me we're playing with another scenario here. That's not this ascending triangle pattern, at least for this time. And then, the next level of support I'll probably be looking at would be, I would say about, let me see here. Let me just get a good reading here. We're currently about 680. Probably about that 550 zone, okay? Which is basically this level right here, the next level down on this ascending triangle pattern. The 550 zone, I would say. That would be the next level down from here. And then the weekly 50 SMA, which is at about 465. Right. That is what I'm seeing. My personal sentiment and opinion very dependent on Bitcoin, of course. I don't have INJ, but I will open positions on this coin if I see a good setup. So that is basically where I am at in this market. If you guys do want to see more of INJ updates, give me a like, subscribe, comment. If enough of you guys want to see it, I could continue to cover this coin for you guys. Now, that's it for this post. Have a great day and a great long weekend. See you soon.